May not know this. Dokla bringing him in.
Nice.
And Annoy is here for the answer. The pillar for the cut off. It's first blood for Dokla on the set.
Oh my god, that pillar was supreme. He was able to put it down into Gamsu's E before the actual property of it destroying terrain comes through. So there was no way for Gamsu to do anything. He would have had to flash instantly, and then it just would have been followed by the pillar. So Inori and Dokla putting Gamsu in a terrible position and executing on it. This is what we like to see when they've been so relentless trying to make sure he wins.
Up 20 CS opposed to Ryoma. Expected here. We have the showstopper though, targeting onto Gamsu. The haymaker strong enough. Flash forward from Dokla. He's got the pops popping right here, so he can even have some additional heal. But Gamsu knows there's no escape for him. He had already used those sums prior, so that's 2 kills now for Dokla. Yeah. And Chad directly onto the Rift Herald, but Dokla and Inori on the opposite side, throwing down the icy floor. There's the Warnhorn, gets the knock up onto 2, the Paranoia to follow, but the Showstopper has already been used on one portion of this. Exhaust thrown down, both junglers taken out, double kill for Luger right now. Can he follow up on this? There was a return, as now it is 3 that have fallen for Team Liquid, 2 sacrificed on the line. Yeah, can he come back if there's a 2v1 here in mid? Pillar to knock him up, and Nori and Harry on his tail. Liquid here off of some of those early turtles, but here we go. There's what we're talking about. Gamsu comes in with the ultimate, knocks up a few, and the pursuit and the follow-up from Chad, getting them under the guise of Paranoia. Ultimate also activated by Pyrum, so they can continue to pursue this. Ayla finding the end of his faith there, and now the remaining members of TL have to back out of this. Dokla still pushing over towards that top side, but there's not much he can do in the response here.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah, TP coming in from Ryoma on the back of the pit. The Herald is marked down fairly low. Inori and Dokla are the ones that are closest to it. Ryoma now has joined Gamsu. There's a teleport coming from the pit here, so Team Liquid will be able to secure the second Rift Herald here. No in pursuit, though. They're cutting off Ryoma. They're cutting off Gamsu. Pyrum coming over for the potential flank, though. What a markdown. That's a great stun here in response. Ayla ended up getting a kill here. The 100 Thieves are still in pursuit. Dokla should be able to get burned down in just a moment's time. Pyrum sees that Inori is on the retreat. He's even sweeping his way out of this one. And Yan and Ayla now in the enemy territory just want to find a successful escape here.
Oh, he's got this Rift Herald, so he's got the best recall. Mid lane priority. And Luger, gotta be careful. Wow.
Ooh, teleports coming in from Dokla too. So now the full force of Team Liquid. A true shot barrage to slice through some. Luger is marked down low, but he does have his mythic available, so he should be able to heal this up pretty effectively. Gamsu, the last time we saw him play, he had a really good ultimate. We'll see if he can pull this off once again. There's the call of the Forge God. Gets a knock up onto 1. Forces the flash from Harry on the opposite side, so that he doesn't get knocked up there. Ayla headbutts 1 away, but Inori finding Chad and Gamsu on the back line. Chad has been taken out, and Team Liquid continue on through. Dokla using his ultimate to isolate a single target, but Pyrum activating his own in response. Now it is 3 members of 100 Thieves getting burned down. Ryoma, 1 last hit should do it. Flash from Pyrum out of this fight. Now a separation between him and Gamsu. Team Liquid should not have to take any more steps forward if they don't want to, because they effectively win the fight regardless of these kills right here. Pyrum does find safety eventually.
Dokla trying to run him down, but hey, we saw a great fight.
Nori, flash ushered out. There's Chad putting it down into the Paranoia. Even have the Ornhorn drop down. The Showstopper brings Dokla way into the back line. Gets a heavy hit onto Luger. A sidestep onto the True Shot Barrage. But in the end, Luger does fall. He's the main source of damage here, and Team Liquid are making sure to punish that as they take down Gamsu. And now Pyrum, very vulnerable despite his tanky state. Ryoma is taking on Harry over on the opposite side. And despite Harry being low, it is Team Liquid here that are continuing to push down in the mid lane. Harry still managing an escape, though. Even the turret shot doesn't finish him off. TL rotate over towards the Baron side now.
And I gotta say, the difference in Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves' ability to take these fights is pretty stark at this point. 100 Thieves, their composition is just a little bit harder to play, but watch a couple crucial things here. 1, Pyrum doesn't actually get invincibility onto just about anybody. And 2, Chad, again, not necessarily going to be able to be super effective. He waits a long time, and his ultimate isn't actually used. He never dives in on anybody and loses out on quite a bit of damage. And Gamsu splitting off because he's not an effective tank just means that Team Liquid are able to run over 100 Thieves whenever Pyrum's ultimate isn't effectively used.
Team Liquid just looking so much better when they know when those ultimates are coming. And yeah, it's just as you're saying, Joshi, just their opportunity here, the way that they're able to break it up using things like the pillar, and Harry just right there narrowly surviving. But even if he didn't survive in that moment, it's still just a time where Team Liquid really blazing through this. They've got the Baron buff now for themselves. The gold lead is in their favor. They have more turrets down than 100 Thieves as well. And 100 now are forced to just kind of cluster together and don't want to be caught out in any situation, especially when you have picks like Boom on the turret that are very much poised to make an effective team fight. But Gamsu going to get a little bit of a trade of pressure here on the top side, finally taking down that turret.
Also going to be getting a decent amount of experience, right? Remember, his items start coming through at level 13. Rhymo picks up the Alistar ultimate, but they also have to be very wary of a flank coming in from Dokla. He's looking around the side, and while multiple turrets are going to be going down across the board, it is still going to be a small win coming in for Team Liquid. Dokla needs to look for a back here very soon. He wants to rejoin his team before they get engaged on.
Standing on top of a ward that will now be cleared with the help of Nori sweeping that out. All the while, Harry has been pushing over in that bot side, bringing a Baron empowered wave towards this tier 2 turret that will easily fall, even if some of the eyes are drawn from 100 Thieves here. So this is exactly what we have seen on a lot of these Baron pushes, just making sure that you're distributing that power through the mid lane as well as one of the side lanes. They knew that Gamsu had pushed up that wave so much in top, so bottom is going to be their full focus. There's a paranoia sets in once more. The Ornhorn here to try and get a knock-up as well. An activated ultimate on Ayla makes him nice and tanky, and Chad was the one to fall in that. The Team Liquid trying to turn this around, but Boom getting his ultimate off here too. A nice knock-up onto 3 members of Team Liquid, but it is still 100 Thieves on the back foot. Way too weak, way too low in HP, way too little power available to them to offset the pressure that Team Liquid are issuing out. Now focusing their eyes onto this inhibitor. Ryoma going into stasis as soon as that pillar was brought through. And 100, it's a very difficult time for them to be here. A nice slap onto 1, so Honori is no longer here, and Team Liquid are going to have a difficult time being able to follow through here with full force without that tanky boy.
Okay, Gamsu's finally tanking up. They're looking for a potential re-engage, but they're kind of low.
Ryoma TPing to get over onto the side of Team Liquid, but doesn't manage to connect with the chains. And Team Liquid are just on the retreat right now. There's a pretty hefty wave for them down here. The 100 Thieves are having to clear on the way, and it's just going to be very difficult for them to catch up at this point. But if they try to make a return, there he goes. Alistar was the first one to go for it, and Chad falls at the hand of Jan right into the center of them all. The Haymaker is thrown down. Dokla, he's only got a little bit left on him, but Boom falls as well. Luger only going to survive for another moment's time as Team Liquid shred through them for the ace right here. Punish the lack of ultimates, punish 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves wanted to fight for that in order to pick up the next Mountain Dragon, but they aren't given enough time to set up. They're trying to get into an Ezreal, and Ezreal's going to be able to kite this the entire time. Team Liquid are poised to pick up another game and take us to a Game 5. Another Game 5, Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves right now. Couple seconds, Chad is going to be up, so I don't think the game ends just quite yet, but man, is it close.
Is Chad going to be able to make a last stand here, though? 4 members of Team Liquid directly fighting on to this turret. The headbutt away from Ayla. So everyone else has spawned. They go for it. They take down Dokla. He takes down Ayla originally before, but there's the Ornhorn. Everyone is still focusing onto the Nexus, though. They clear them out. The TP coming in from Dokla. He wants to try to hit that Nexus as much as possible, but look at the knock-up. Look at the lockdown. Look at everything that 100 Thieves have. It does not matter. Too strong. CL bring this to a Game 5, everybody. We'll have it for you on the other side of this break.